detailed background
everything.
check. I'm not a criminal. I've
these guys
you
got
know,
it. If these guys
taken
go
care of
after
my
Antifa,
family. I'm a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. But they targeted me. They put me on a list. They published it all over. They started calling my job simply because I come to these rallies. Simply because I'm standing up. And also, the titles change. They go from, okay, I think back then I was a Trump supporter and my vote was a hate crime. That's what I was told then. Then it moved to, well, now you're a racist. Now, tell my half Mexican daughter that. Tell my Native American grandchildren that. And you know what? They will laugh at you. In fact, they did. And they blessed my heart. When they heard that I was being called a racist online and I was being called all these things, they were like, oh my gosh, not only are you not a racist, but you didn't raise us that way. You raised us to judge people by the color of their, not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. What a blessing. And so I think it's important. I mean, right now, what I want to do, and I think it's so important that we keep standing up, we keep coming out. I want to finish up by just sharing maybe some of the things that you can do. Definitely protect yourself, protect your home. You know, install some more lights. I mean, some of you have heard about the big thing coming up November 4th. That's a big fear thing. But be aware of that. Be aware of them targeting people who say they're patriots. Be aware of that because then, you know, it's always better to be prepared and not have
turn around
needed
and cover this.
than have needed and not be prepared. So be prepared for things like that, but don't fear them because then they win. Don't fear them and then not do the things that you want to do. I do have my favorite Bible verse is one my entire life back when I was hitchhiking along as a teenager, which was, God hasn't given me the spirit of fear, but love, power, and a sound mind, which means knowing what to do when you're in situations. And so I just want to encourage you. I'm so blessed that you guys are all out here. And like I said, if it wasn't for the intimidation, if it wasn't for the threats, if it wasn't for people spreading lies, there would be a whole lot more of us out here. Thank you very much.
Okay, flip around, cover back. The guys that you see in the green vests, they're 3%ers. They're basically here to keep the peace.
I'm from this town. I went to school down the street. And my kids.
I only had 63 people on there, but most of them are admins of the group.
Do you know about that, guys?
Anyways, I'm thinking about opening it up. Innocent people. I heard a song on the way over here today, and it was a wedding song.
Nothing to say about that.
Old 60s song. It said that when our two or more are gathered in His name,
Knock 'em out,
He shall
yeah.
be here in love.
Whatever, they're not violent.
And I want to share the love, but I want to share truth.
God bless you.
Now, last thing Chuck Schumer said Friday night or Thursday was that Donald Trump is a racist. He does not want to deal with the DACA. He has then said that because of the voting going on, the corruption, that Donald Trump is a racist. I found out that there are more voters in California than there are citizens. Now in the Constitution, it said a citizen is designed or defined by becoming naturalized or a natural-born citizen within the state. Now these people that are voted and tried to turn this over are not legal citizens. They have no right to vote, and as far as IDs go, all of us must carry an ID. As far as illegal immigrants, there's no way to obtain an ID, and there's a lot of people dying on the roads right now to drunk driving and illegal driving. So anyway, check out Patriots for Prosecution. God bless you all. God bless Joey and his movement, Patriot for Prayers. We really need this group. Thank you very much.
All right, up next we got one of the things that I was talking about earlier is about being thankful for what we have. It is about the stuff that we take for granted, it is the freedoms We have a man named Amir. He showed up here today. This stuff he's been wanting to talk about. He is from Iran, and he understands what it's like to have the freedom that we have here today. He's going to come up here. He's going to say a couple things. Let's hear it for Amir. I hear that it's kind of rough in Iran, so he's going to talk about it, okay? Thanks a lot for coming out here, too. I appreciate it.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me out here. I just want to tell you guys, being from Iran and being in second grade coming to America, I remember in school, they would burn American flags and tell the kids that America is a bad country. My grandparents moved out of Iran because it was so bad over there. Because there is no freedom of speech. People can't come over here and talk about who they are or what they are. If they spoke against the country, they would get hung out here probably. So people should respect where they're from and how much they have freedom here and choices to be whatever you want. You could be gay, you could believe that we're the bad guys, you could believe that Trump's a bad guy, and they let you speak about that. In other places, you would not be able to speak about that. Yesterday, me and my buddy Brandon got pulled over because I was on my phone. And you know what? You can't do that in Oregon. But the cop was like, you know what? Since you cooperated, you passed the test, you're not under the influence. And my boy Peter didn't even give his ID to the police officer. But he was like, since you guys are cool, you guys could have a nice day. In other countries, if he would have said, I'm not going to give you my ID because of my constitution rights, they would kick him out the car and probably beat him up for that. So you guys should really appreciate where you're from and really understand that in this country, you don't have to join the military. You have the choice to. And that is amazing because in other places, you just have to.
Yep, that's true. There was selective service that I was required
Amy,
by law to sign up for.
Amy, you gonna get up here? Pete, you gotta get ready. You're after Amy, okay? All right. So Amy here, Amy Hill, she's been coming around. You're an atheist, am I right? Yeah, she's an atheist, and she's one of the people that respects what we're doing. And I appreciate her. I appreciate her very much. She's been all over the place: Seattle, Berkeley, all of San Francisco, all the crazy spots. And I appreciate her and everything that she's been doing. So let's hear it for Amy.
Thank you, Joey. So Tiny asked a question, and he asked why we're here. I don't like to talk about my personal life because of things Catherine brought up, and I want to keep my family safe. But I'm going to talk to you today about my grandpa. He was born in Mabton, Washington in 1921. They had to rush him to the hospital over the Horseheaven Hills, which wasn't an easy task in 1921, to save him and his mom's life. And because of that, his mom hated him for the rest of his life, because she was never well after that again. And from the time he was 8, he took care of their family. At 14, he took over the mortgage for their farm so that they would not lose it. He fought in World War II in 1943, and every single penny he made got sent back to his parents in Pomeroy. He went back to Walla Walla and he became a mechanic. And he tried to get part of the GI Bill, but he had come back too late. And there was nothing left for him, and he was pissed. Pissed to the point where he wanted nothing to do with the VA system. He wanted nothing to do with the government. And it took him until the early 90s to actually start getting some of the benefits that he should have been having all along. So today he is 96 years old. He just celebrated his 96th birthday on September 27th. Couldn't go to Berkeley because I wanted to be with him instead.
Oh, yeah.
And I take care of him in my home. And I don't get a dime.
How you doing, bud?
But I do this because he's my family. And he took care of me when nobody else wanted to take care of me. Not even the state of Oregon wanted to take care of me. And him and my grandma did. And I will fight forever for his right to do whatever he wants. Whether it be sit on my couch and eat donuts till he dies, or watch whatever he wants to watch on TV, or go to the casino every once in a while and have some fun. But I'm gonna fight for his right to do that until the day I die. Because he fought for our right to be here today to do this very thing. to talk. And I will never know how I can repay him for what he did, because he didn't want to go fight. My grandpa's a lover. He ain't no fighter. And he wasn't pleased about going, let me tell you. But you know what? He couldn't be a conscientious objector because he loves his country. And so when he was called, he went. And I don't know how to repay him for that. And that's why I'm here, so that I can try and repay him and many of the other millions of men and women who have fought to try to make this country safe and are continuing to fight today. So when Antifa comes around, I bless them for being here, and I'm glad they're here, and I applaud the fact that we have the First Amendment right to freedom of speech so they can talk here just like we do. So thank you for being here, you guys. I love the sign. I love it. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this back to Joey. Thank you, guys.
All right, let me give you guys a quick story right here. Hey, get up here and plug it in. About Peter here, okay? Peter, he can kind of talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to get too much detail on it, but one thing about him is he's kind of getting into this whole thing. He's kind of aggressive. He's an aggressive guy. His YouTube channel is called Political Muscle. He's had a lot of anger in the past. And I remember one of the first times I seen him at the marches, he was like pretty aggressive with the protesters, just like, you know, F you and all this stuff and everything. But over time, he's kind of been growing. I'll let him get into that. But basically, a quick story down in Berkeley. You know, we showed up their car. We're talking thousands of protesters, about 800 to maybe 1,000 black-clad protesters who were so pissed and wanted blood. They just wanted blood that day. It was crazy. You can feel the hatred in the air. And we came up with a car with about 20 people or whatever, and you know, it was just like, I was done waiting. I was like, I'm gonna go in there, we're gonna do this. And I just left. I just started walking. I looked behind me and I got Big Boy Tony and I got Peter following me. We don't even say a word, not a word. We just go. We just walk in there. We all are on the same page. I prayed. I was like, asking Jesus to not let me die today, not today. And we marched right in there, right in the middle. He put his hands up, I put my hands up, Tiny put her hands up, and he didn't question a damn thing. And he went in there, he took a baby man, they took a pull right to his head. He was unconscious, down, on the ground. Somehow Tiny, in his hand, I don't know how he did it, he picked him up and was like, be gone, go! And he walked away. It was crazy. Yeah, he got out of there. He's still struggling with it, but it's hard for him, man. He's still, to this day, he's having side effects, man. I just like to say, man, I appreciate the fact that you're willing to do that. He didn't do it for me, he did it for the country. He did it for you guys to prove who the violent ones are. It is not us. It's the hateful ones who hate this country, and they're so ashamed that they cover their faces. And Nancy Pelosi, all the politicians who were letting up to him, including the mayor of Berkeley, were forced to disavow them, and were forced to say how violent they are and how hateful they are. So, hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that very much. It means a lot to me, okay? Thank you.
I just want to say a little piece before. Actually, I'm going to do a spoken word version of the song, just to hit them a little harder. But first, before I do that, I just want to say, before I got involved with Joey and Patriot Prayer, I was full of hate, you know, and that's what Antifa doesn't understand.
I am.
The more they commit violent, disgusting, vile acts against innocent people, the more people like me are going to come out from behind the computer screens and say, I had enough. And when I met Joey on that day in Portland, I was ready to just get in there and go crazy in so many words. But after that day in Seattle and Westlake, being in the center, what I call the belly of the beast, with thousands, I mean hundreds, if not 1,000 people around you, yelling hateful things to you. And that day when you let people come on stage and give their piece, and we showed the world that, hey, we're not the unreasonable ones. We just love our country, okay? And we support the First Amendment. And that day I learned that I can yell and scream, I can come in there and act irrational, but I'm not gonna be any different than those people coming in here and starting stuff with us. The only way that you can really send a message is to lay yourself on the line like we did that day. And come out here today and support the people that love this country. But other than that, I want to see play a little song for you guys. Get it going. And I wrote this right after I got hit in the head, so it's a little
Masha
heavy.
says she loves you.
Love you too, Masha.
I told her, she said love you too.
Where's she at?
Hey sis, where are you at anyway? Are you stateside or are you abroad?
And this is my brother. He was a Marine for 10 years. Sorry about that, we're keeping it rolling.